Hey everyone, welcome back to Nutrition Made Simple, a video series that we've put together that takes a look at common or even complex issues surrounding your health, and will give you easy to understand and actionable steps that anyone can take to restore optimal health. And this week we're continuing our trend with our core 4 nutrients. So each week this month we're taking a look at a different nutrient in our core 4 program. And here with me today I again have Ed Jones, owner founder of Nutrition World. And today we're talking about greens powders with probiotics built in this week. So greens powders are exactly what they sound like. They're typically filled with leafy green, cruciferous vegetables, fiber herbs. There's a bunch of different combinations that can happen from brand to brand. But we have one in particular. Vibrant Health has a product called Green Vibrance that we love, and this is the one that we included in our Core 4 program. But before we get to that, we wanted to talk about why greens powders are so important. They are not a replacement for vegetables in your daily diet, but they do serve a big purpose, especially in your supplementation regimen. So, Ed, with that in mind, can you walk us through why greens powders are actually so important?
Absolutely, Brian. And you know, the first maybe 25 years of my career, I kind of thought greens powders were kind of like a lot of super green beans, but actually they are very medicinal. And despite the fact that I'd value food greatly as our first choice, there's no way we can eat a diet that consists of 50 different types of greens and colored vegetables. And the thing is, they all do slightly different things within our human body. What are they? One is they help remove acidity. We do know that an over-acid system is an unhealthy body in many times. Secondly, it opens channels of detoxification within the liver called a P450 system. This is why we have so much rise in different hormonal cancers sometimes in research when other countries don't. The countries who live on a more plant-based and clean diet, their livers are able to detoxify the plastics, the naturally made hormones, all the things that can turn cells into unhealthy cells. We're going to be exposed to these things. The question is, how can we protect ourselves and get rid of it? Greens powders is the ultimate way to do that. People who drink it, when they miss it, they start realizing the significance of it. It doesn't taste terrible. I put it in my protein drink. I will not go a day without it.
That's a matter of opinion. It does taste pretty bad. Let's be honest. It doesn't taste great. But it's pretty easy to mask it if you mix it in with, apple juice or even in a morning smoothie like you do. So with that in mind, let's talk about that for just a brief moment. You have a drink that we preach pretty often, but let's review it because this is actually a part of that drink that you drink every morning. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
And thank you for the more honest opinion on it, because he's probably more right than I am. I've just done this for 63 years, so it's just like nothing to me. But it's workable, I can assure you. The drink I do, which I think is a life-changing drink I know for myself, and it has been for many, many hundreds, maybe 1,000 people. When we start the day wrong with the wrong food choices, your chemistry goes basically haywire, and you can't fix it no matter how good you eat the rest of the day. When you start it perfect, your weight is easier to control. You think more clearly. Your energy stays the same, and your cravings drop significantly. What do we do with that? It's a drink that consists of high levels of healthy protein, very low carb, and high levels of healthy fat. I use, there's a keto is kind of the official name of it. And so I recommend a keto powder, but I put the greens in that powder. That way, no matter what else I do during the day, because all days can't be perfect for anyone, and including me, I know I've covered my bases for the first 1/3 of the day, and it actually carries me through all day long, even with mistakes. So people have found they lose weight, they feel better. All the things you want can come from a simple drink. And if I don't get my vegetables, like I didn't do yesterday, which is rare, I don't feel bad about it. I've got the equivalent of 6 to 8 servings in this Green Vibrant powder. So I'm feeling pretty secure that I've still done a good job during the day.
Yeah, it's not a permanent replacement for vegetables by any stretch of the imagination. Typically, greens powders actually have a fairly low fiber content as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's important to eat those vegetables and not replace this totally. But on the days that you miss, it is definitely a good option. So let's talk probiotics for just a second. This actually does have probiotics built into the powder itself. It's 25 billion CFUs. Why is it so important to pair probiotics with this greens powder?
Well, without getting too much into the value of probiotics, I think we all know that about 70% of our immune system and most of our brain chemistry is produced by the gut lining with the microbiome. What is the microbiome? It's pounds of good bacteria. And most Americans don't have much of that. They have actually the other side, which is the non-healthy bacteria. And that's one reason we have immune dysfunctions and constipation and skin disorders, humongous about skin. And we have like a trillion parking places in our gut. Well, something's going to park in there, Brian. It's either going to be the positive, healthy bacteria, or it's going to be the more pathogenic, negative ones. And when you take an antibiotic, you kill everything. When you eat foods with Roundup, I don't care if it's green vegetables, you're killing the good bacteria. Chlorine in water, all these things negate the good bacteria. Well, we have to put it back in because it's not going to stay there if we don't. And so the probiotics in this work extremely well. Why do I love it combined? Probiotics, I don't care how good you get, they can't live without their own food. What is their food? Two things: good fiber and the greens that come in here. So this is not only allowing you to get the bacteria, the good bacteria, it's actually feeding it so it keeps going and growing and growing rather than dying out. I always use this analogy that if you went to the store and bought some grass seed and put it on your carpet with some water, those grass seeds are going to grow. But how long will they grow? Not very long. There's no nutrition in carpet. That's what happens when you're probiotics and you don't do enough greens and or fiber.
Yeah. So we highly, highly, highly recommend this greens powder in particular. When people come in, I won't say all of us, but several of the staff, when people come in asking, it's like, what's one product that I could take? This is a great start for anyone looking for just a single product, but be sure to get the rest of the core 4 too, because they do work in conjunction with one another. So just to give you an idea, this is probably one of the most comprehensive products that we carry, if not the most comprehensive product. So you have basically all of your vitamins and minerals. You have cereal grasses, you have plant-based micronutrition, antioxidants, fiber, immune support, adaptogens, liver support, enzymes, and then a full list of probiotics to boot. It is an incredible product, and that is why we chose to include it into our Core 4. So check it out next time you're in the store. Ed, is there anything else you want to add?
Well, we dig deep into every company, and I probably dug deeper into this company than almost any other greens that is available in the marketplace. I've actually flown the guy down who formulated it. He gave a speech here 2 years ago. So impressed. They're a transparent company. You can trust everything that they do, and you can trust us to make sure we're doing your homework for you. So this is one of the only two that I truly normally recommend, and I just think this one's the best because it's got the probiotics. You do have to refrigerate it after you open the container. So for travel, it's a little iffy, but that's the only thing about it that's a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, it actually recommends put it in the freezer, or you can refrigerate it, but freezing is best. But all right, well, that's it for this week, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Next week we will be back with our last nutrient in our Core 4 program, so be sure to check that out, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Take care.
Thank you.